Alright, ladies and gentlemen, so today we're going to be doing a video on who you should be bringing for the Limit Breaker quest. It is actually going to be arriving on the 1st, so I'm going to be dropping it about like 2 days early, 1 or 2 days early. I don't know why it never says how long it's here for, because I know it's not here the entire month. Why does it not say when it leaves? Very weird. But yeah, let's just go over the rules and whatnot. So the rules, you're going to want a hollow killer, and it's a power. This is literally just for Kangdo, since he's the Enema character. Since he's speed, he's hollow killer. You can only bring his speed attribute. Melee damage, he's melee as well. Killer effect, obviously. And then he is immune to poison, and there's poison on the field. So he's essentially going to be the best character for it. Now, who could you bring for it? Just quickly off the top of my head, I think Yachiru Unohana and Senjumaru are the two best replacements for that one. I'll be going into more depth in terms of like who you might be able to bring later on, but I'll just yap off a few that you could potentially bring. Alright, so for slot number 2, it's an Rancor killer, technique enemies. So basically, you're going to be wanting to bring Rukia, Parasol Rukia, power attribute damage times 2, killer effect times 5, and then freeze on the ground. Literally everything is pointing towards her. Thank you, airplanes. I love my state. Just quickly off the top of my head, and BB Simulator, you could potentially bring Safui Mayuri, Yumachika, or the old Power Bruno would probably be the best ones. And oh my god, this is the 5th plane in like 3 minutes. Alright, now for slot number 3, they're going to be having Soul Reaper killers, technique enemies. So like the best characters realistically would be a Soul Reaper killer that's also a power character. So off the top of my head, I want to say it's 8th anniversary Ichigo, but I can't remember if he's actually a Soul Reaper killer. But yeah, so realistically you could bring anyone here, but you mainly want a Soul Reaper and a power character. But we'll just have to see what we can do. It doesn't matter as much in slot number 3, obviously, because you're not getting any bonuses besides just, you know, having killer and power attribute advantage. But yeah, let's quickly go over and see the teams. Alright, so I made this up about 2 days ago. I completely forgot that I already had a team set up for this. So yeah, my main idea was going to be bringing Senjumaru, or another one that I saw could be Okiura. The only difference is that he's not melee, but mine is max transcended, so I would imagine that he would do a bit more damage, and I think he has a better strong attacks since he does have status ailments compared to hers. You know, he has the vortex as well, which is really nice. He has burning, he has weakening. So I feel like in Limit Breaker quests, Okiura would be better. I'm not saying he's an overall better character. I just think that in Limit Breaker, I feel like he might be better. So I might end up using him. I'll probably just try Senjumaru, but he's also a premium character, so you might have more dupes in your Okiura. Now for the middle slot, it's literally just Rukia. I'll go over more things that you could potentially do, but these are the main ones. So as I said, now Rukia, because she has the recharge, going to be very nice. She has the rampage ability. She has a really good strong attack kit set, except for that her SA2 is a bit lackluster since it's literally only a heal, not even a boost or anything. But since she can go through waves and she gets the recharge, it's not that bad. Now the next characters would probably be Bruno, potentially, you know, the old 1000-year Blood War Rukia. If you have some dupes into her, maybe 8th anniversary Ichigo could potentially work. But they're both. Oh, I guess they're melee. They're not even in range. If we go to... Never mind, I forgot. It's literally the only power attribute. Melee and range does not matter. Scrap that. So potentially 1000 Blood Rukia or the 5th anniversary Ichigo could work if you have a lot of dupes into them. But anything below that, I just don't really see is going to work. You know, maybe if you have him... Yukio, that guy, maybe. But like, I don't see it. I think 8th anniversary Rukia will be the best one for it. Obviously, we'll be going over other killers later on, but this is just like the top ones that I feel like could work. And then for slot number 3, literally just bring anyone that honestly has immunity to burn and just an insane DPS. So I mean, since it's Soul Reaper enemies, you could potentially bring Tsushikai Ichigo because he's gonna have killer. You could bring someone like Yuha, he's an insane DPS. Your entire team will get a second soul bomb. Who's another one? Quilgi would be another amazing example. He also has the recharge, so there you go. Now, he doesn't have immunity to status ailments, but, I mean, you can probably just dodge if you really want to. You can bring Yachiru and Unohana, which is what I'm going to be bringing. You could bring 8th anniversary White, 8th anniversary Ichigo. You kind of get the point, right? Like, you could bring literally, like, anyone for this, especially if they have Soul Reaper Killer. It would just make it a bit or a lot easier. So let's go over everyone, and yeah, let's just quickly go over that. Alright, so for slot number 1, to get the best damage output possible, obviously you would bring Kangdu. If you don't have him, I think the second best option is going to be either Senjumaru, or if you take off the melee damage, you could potentially go for the Ulquiorra. So if you just go ahead and take off melee, Ulquiorra as a Shiro in the well. I doubt Byakuya could. Maybe if he's max transcended, I just don't really see it. Maybe you can brunch your way through with Orihime. She has a booster. She should keep herself relatively safe, but I just don't think she has enough damage to do it. What you could potentially do is take off the Hollow Killer and then go back to melee. And then who else do you really have here? You have Unohana. You could bring Unohana because she's a melee character. Mila Rose, 7th Anniversary Uryu, Tensei Zangetsu. Probably about it, to be honest. Yeah. So you open yourself up to literally like 2 more premium characters and then 2 more limited characters. All pretty good options. I think those would probably be the best ones for slot number 1. Kangdu number 1, Senjumaru or Ulquiorra number 2. I think obviously Senjumaru, or did I say Senjumaru? Unohana is going to do very well, but I am going to be putting her in slot number 3. I just think she would be better there. But I mean, she does have killer there, so you know that's just why I'm bringing it up, because I would rather use like an Ulquiorra on slot number 1, but it is what it is. Maybe you just use Unohana in slot number 1 and then use like Macy in slot number 3 for some more recharge on your Unohana, so she always has her strong attacks going into the next wave. That could also be a good alternative. Alright, so we basically already went over it, but obviously Rukia is going to be the best option. Bruno could be decent, Mayuri could be decent. I honestly think that that's probably about it. The other ones, unless you have the maximum standard, I don't see having a singular chance at even clearing. So let's say you don't have a wrong card killer like Rukia. Who could you potentially use? Right here, I would say a pretty good option could be 8th Anniversary Ichigo. I think he'd be an excellent option, which if you don't have Rukia, I think would probably be your best choice. Or 1000-Year Brother Yamamoto, or Spirits Are Forever With You, Kenpachi. Potentially even the Kisuke. I know that he's pretty good. I don't personally have him, so I can't really say too much on him, but I've seen on people speak fairly positive about him. So if you want to give him a try, give him a spin, you could definitely try it. Because the only bonuses they're getting is if they have killer, which is killer effect times 5. Just make sure that they're immune to freeze, or you avoid the furies. But 1000-Year Brother Yamamoto is immune to freeze. I believe Kenpachi has no status element resistance, weakening. So yeah, unfortunately you're gonna have to avoid the freeze puddles. But 8th Anniversary Ichigo and Yamamoto do, which I think most people will probably have those 2 characters. Nelliel also is actually a pretty good, decent choice. She has pretty good damage. She has the SP boost 80%, increased status element chance against technique attribute enemies, and she has Frenzy +2. And she has complete status immunity. Havoc, pretty good. Unfortunately, she has no affiliation killer, so that might be a bit of a downfall for her. But other than that, she meets the standard and she does pretty good. So maybe she could potentially be an option for you there. Now, obviously, you could just take this off and go a wrong card killer, take off power, and then who do you open yourself up to? Well, you won't be getting the ×2 damage bonus, but you have characters like Quilgi, maybe the new Aizen, maybe you pulled for him. You could potentially go for 1000-Year Blood War round 16 Ichigo. You could go for 1000-Year Blood War Aizen, 7th Anniversary Ichigo, 7th Anniversary Uryu. Yoruichi is a pretty decent pick nowadays. She's not terrible, but I think the enemies are probably going to be super buff. I know she's a... Wait, is she immune to freeze or is it weakening? She is not immune to anything. My bad. I swear she was immune to freeze, but I'm crazy. But, yeah, there are a few options. So, if you really need to, you could definitely try out them. Obviously, I think 8th Anniversary Ichigo is going to be better. Rukia. And then for your third pick over here, I think 7th Anniversary Ichigo and Uryu would probably be your best picks. Actually, Quilgi. I almost completely forgot about him. I think Quilgi would be your third best pick. Then the 7th Anniversary characters. And then after that, it's kind of up to you. I think Ichigo would do pretty good. Aizen is a pretty good NAD character. So, I mean, if he procs his gauge, he can cook. He also has killer, so that's pretty good. So, yeah, that is slot number 2. Going on to slot number 3. Alright, so these are all of your power Soul Reaper killers. Now, obviously, you don't need to do this, but the best one, theoretically, looks like it's going to be either Kenpachi, Bruno, or the Kisuke. But yet again, as I said, I mean, you don't need to follow this. You don't really get that insane of a bonus, but I just wanted to showcase them. So let's just go ahead and take that off, because realistically, you don't need any of that. Just literally look for big DPS characters. So like for Ichigo, let's just go by killer actually first. Let's go by killer. Who has killer? So Ichigo, you could go Ichibei, Noelle, Unohana, White, Tensa, Toshiro, not you. 7th anniversary Ichigo, Kenpachi, 6th anniversary Aizen, Noelle, this is Nini. Nini you could also do. Artwork Ichigo. I'm not saying that they're like ludicrously OP, but they're definitely usable. 7th anniversary and above should probably be able to do it fairly easily, to be honest. But those are the picks that I would personally go for if you have anything like that. Obviously, I think the ones up above are better, especially Ichigo, since he should have, since he has killer, he'll constantly be proccing his SP boost, which would be really good, especially if you end up having the slot 2 with Quilgi, because he's an around card killer, and he has the heart recharge. I think he could definitely do an absolutely amazing job. So there's that. And yeah, so let's just go take off the killer and just say whatever. Also, yet again, slot number 1, you could potentially use Macy and then use Unohana in slot number 3 and then use Quilgi or Rukia or anything in slot 2. Like, Macy is just going to be an exceptional character. Or actually, you could do it vice versa. Put Macy in slot number 3 and then Unohana in slot number 1, since she would probably get the bigger buff out of slot number 1. There's just so many combos that you... Okay, not you. There's so many combos that you can think of with the recharge and whatnot. That's like, oh, there's too many characters to think of. But as you can see, slot number 3 is just an oyster. Like, you could use Haruka, which I literally forgot about in the last one. I think I just skipped right over her. You could use Haruka because I believe she has Hollow Killer. Oh, she has Hollow. That's what I meant. That's what I said, but I meant wrong card killer. So I mean, you could use her. Not saying you can't. She's gonna be really good. But you could use Haruka. You could use Yuha. You could use end of year Ichigo, Tsushika Ichigo. Potentially Nell, since she's a pretty good NAD character. Senjumaru, but I feel as though you're probably gonna be using her in slot number 1. Ichibei, Asnot's pretty good. Rukia, like you can literally use anyone you realistically want to. Noelle, Kogi if you already haven't. White, Unohana, 8th anniversary Ichigo. The ocean is your oyster, Macy, Bruno. There's just so many good characters for the slot number 3, because it's like you don't get any big boosters from slot number 3. It's whatever. So let me just show my team again. I'll be using this team. The only difference is I might be swapping out Senjumaru for my Okiora, since he is max transcended, or maybe I'll even completely switch it up and go True Shikai Ichigo and then Quilgi in the middle, simply so that he can get the recharge. My end of year Ichigo can cook, because he'll have killer. There's just so many options. So yet again, let me know down below what you guys are going to be doing. Unfortunately, my video will probably come out a day late for my limit breaker run, simply because I have work. I work like 4 hours before the maintenance or the update drops, so I will probably be asleep. But yeah, either way, hope you guys enjoyed. Take care. Peace out. Hope you guys have an absolutely amazing day, and best of luck at getting to stage 19 at least, so you can get all the transcendence points.